Going on? It's your man Big Ed here with another Smoke Session 612.
Smoke Session 612.
We back after a week or two hiatus. I don't know how long it's been. I think it's been about 2 weeks. But we back. We ready to kick it. I got some dumbasses for you. Man, I had an interesting day yesterday that I can't wait to tell y'all about. And we got some hip hop stories coming for you. So, why don't we take this shot real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Now, for the shot we about to take, I gotta send a shout out to Turtle Tap in Beloit, Wisconsin, right there on the border of Illinois. My son, he lives down there. He brought me back some swamp water. So to all my people in Beloit and Turtle Tap, thank you for the swamp water. I love it.
Swamp water.
Toast, he just started drinking it.
Yeah, he did it. I was like, damn.
Hey, man,
he
this
said,
is so good. I was thirsty. I'm sorry.
he said I'm going to give them their props to drink their shit. Fuck the shot.
All right.
One thing I got to say before you get started, Big Ed.
What's that?
Oh, never mind. Damn, I fucked it up.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
All right. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say, man. That's what I was trying to get out.
But shit, before I get to the interesting story that happened to me yesterday, how was y'all weekend, fellas?
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
Yeah. It was all good. Man, it was all good, man. I went out and played golf this morning. That's my new weekly ritual. Once the weather breaks, I found a golf ball while I was out there, and I think it's very interesting color-wise. It's like hot pink. Ooh. So I was looking for my ball, and I found this one, and I looked around. It's like nobody that I'm playing with is playing this color ball, so this one is mine.
Right? Breast cancer awareness.
I was just about to say it's an October ball.
Oh, but I can't golf in October. Well, actually, I am. You know what? Actually, I am traveling south in October. Maybe I'll play around the golf while I'm there.
Hey,
bring that ball with me.
There you go.
Might work. Bro, how was your weekend?
I would lose it by the fourth hole, but
that's what she said. Man, my weekend was all right. You know, I gave in to that hype that black people don't need sunscreen. That's not true. Niggas, y'all need to lather up.
Now you need some aloe vera.
Man, it depends, man. It depends on what you're doing and where you at.
I was on the water for the entirety of my days for 3 days straight.
Then you need sunscreen.
And I learned the hard way. Niggas bake like a potato.
Yeah, you need sunscreen if that's the case. You around that much water. It's the water. It's the water.
Yeah, because it draws in the sun.
Exactly.
And the fact that you got a darker tone also absorbs the sun more as well.
Yeah.
But I'm immune to that shit.
That's what I thought.
I'm immune.
I said that, and I'm over here looking like a burn victim on the shoulders.
I look at the sun and say,
it's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
And I don't worry about that shit. That's all I'm saying.
Speaking about it, it's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. Yesterday, my wife had a free ticket. She ended up getting a ticket to go to the Jelly Roll concert, which was at Mystic Lake Casino.
Jelly Roll!
Now, mind you, she only had one ticket. I went with her, and in the lot, you know, where you go in to go into the concert at, they had this QR code. I scanned the QR code. I won $500 in free slots.
Sugar don't go on rich.
Did you?
Yo, how much? Wait, bro.
So while she at the concert, I'm in the casino playing this $500 worth of free slots. Now, mind you, I ain't paid nothing yet.
Yourself, fool.
Walk out of there with $440 and still got $140 on the card, so I can go back and play the other $140.
Okay.
You know what? I feel you on that because I think it actually was Mystic. Went into that bitch with $50, walked out of that bitch with $1,500.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
But yeah, that was my interesting day yesterday, man. I had a lot of fun.
That's what's up.
On some real shit, that's the family hotspot when it comes
Yeah.
to that stuff.
But shit, I didn't spend nothing and still walked out $400. I was happy.
It's a
Right.
whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now I got a couple people that were some unhappy motherfuckers after some incidents.
Uh-oh.
These are our candidates for this week's Dumbass of the Week.
Dumbass of the week.
Sugar don't go on grits.
Candidate number 1,
Number 1.
Maganja.
Maganja.
That's his name. 17-year-old boy from Omaha, Nebraska.
Kind of like Bowl.
With that name, I already know this is going bad.
He decided to stick a gun in a woman's face, trying
Ooh,
to carjack her,
Carjack it.
only to find out that the car was a stick.
And he can't drive a stick. That nigga there. This motherfucker there. I like it.
Couldn't drive a stick. Tried to fumble around with the controls, moved the car a matter of yards, and in a few minutes decided to bolt on foot. Eventually.
If it would have, the only thing would have made that story better if she would have been packing.
Right?
Look, all
Now
right.
you get out the car, nigga.
Can't stick with it. That's his name now. Can't stick with it.
Candidate number 2. Now, usually when you go to rob someplace, you plan it out, right?
No.
Make sure you got the right weapons and whatnot.
I don't know. I ain't never robbed a place, but I'm gonna take your word for it.
Well, this guy, Derek Mosley, decided to walk into a gun store to rob the gun store armed with a baseball bat.
All right.
You go to a gunfight with a baseball bat.
This nigga, he said, fuck the knife. I need a blunt object.
And they were like, nigga, you came to the right place. But for the wrong reason. If you want to do what you're doing, you actually came to the right place. But you're supposed to come here first and then go to the liquor store. That's what.
Man, I don't know what to think about this. What's not?
You don't come to the gun store to rob us with a baseball bat.
Right.
Think about what you're doing, son. Think about that.
The manager held him at point with a gun, and the police promptly got him.
Well, duh. Well, you know what?
Blunt.
That's gonna be hard to beat right there.
Yeah,
I
blunt.
don't know.
That's strong as acid right there.
I don't know. Our last candidate,
You literally walked in a gun store.
He said, "Fucking gun, bringing a knife to a gunfight. Let's see how they
I'm
do."
bringing
it.
a baseball bat to a gunfight.
He said, "Home run, bitch. A home run,
I
Harry."
could probably
That's
lose
his
to a
name.
knife.
Home run, Harry.
I have a battle with a knife. Leave alone a gun.
all right, our last candidate, Mr. Darren Kempton. Now, usually when you pick a house to rob, it's usually empty, right?
I don't know, man. I never robbed a house. That's more your thing.
I
Rob.
feel like this because I'm over here incriminating myself on
This
that.
dude is over there incriminating himself. Usually, when you do this, that's what you do, right? And it's like, I don't know. Nigga,
Well, logic tells
you're
you.
a criminal here.
Logic tells you not to rob a house when it's full of people. Well, this guy, Darren Kempton, went to rob a house that he had tried to rob earlier in the day.
My nigga.
When he robbed the house this time, the police were there.
I saw the window open, so I said, "Fuck it." Famous
Oh,
word, infamous word from EZ.
Oh, why don't he
Look
just?
at these.
Why didn't he scout it? Is he a crackhead?
He must be.
He didn't
He-
scout it out.
That's a
Because
crackhead
wait,
move. That
he-
is a
he-
crackhead move.
He tried to rob a house earlier in the day, a whole different house. cut himself on his way out the house, and left a trail of blood. So now he's on the hook for both crimes.
Look at Ezel. Yeah, that's a crackhead move.
Yeah, comeback Chris has got problems because you don't come back like that and not scout it out. Like, how you gonna rob? Come on now, bruh. Yeah, wait, is he a bruh?
There's no picture of him.
What's
His name is Darren Kempton.
Darren what?
Kempton, Kimpton.
Oh yeah, he white. All right, I understand now. He's inexperienced.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So those are our 3 candidates of dumbass of the week.
What are we talking? Practice?
So we got Maganja Ganja,
Yep, can't stick with it.
Derek Mosley,
Home run Harry.
and Darren Kempton.
Comeback Chris.
OG?
I don't care. That nigga walked into the gun store robbed the gun store with a baseball bat. That shit to me is like that's probably an all-time great on the dumbasses. I for me personally,
He's gonna make the dumbass of the year award.
that motherfucker is a dumbass of the year.
Ooh, that's a hint to the woodzies.
Wait.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't want to go home run Harry, but I gotta go home run Harry. I gotta go with the baseball bat, bro.
So Derek Mosley, aka Home Run Harry, you have a unanimous vote for dumbass of the week. I think that's almost the first that has ever happened.
Yeah, it's been this season's been a little shocking with the lack of
Yeah,
So Derek Mosley, you are this week's dumbass
dumbass.
dumbass of the week.
Yeah. I wasn't ready.
He done turned you into a drop, bro.
I wasn't ready. I was like, was that me?
Yeah.
I had a double check. Like, wait, did I just say
Welcome to the club, bro. Welcome to the club.
I was so shook. Like, wait, I didn't say that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, that is so funny to me. Oh man, I've been waiting for that. Y'all know how long I've been waiting for that one.
Oh,
Y'all have no idea how long I've been waiting for that.
Audrey, that was great because it was so funny. I started sweating.
Ooh, I got tears literally rolling down my face, man. I don't know. Y'all don't understand how long I've been waiting for that.
Speaking of the funny,
Because I meant to do it last week, and week before last, and I missed it. And then we took a week off. I'm like, damn, I've been waiting a long time to.
Yeah. Oh,
ooh-wee.
I was ready, man. That still got me.
Oh my goodness, that shit got me going. I love it. All right.
Speaking.
All right. I'm sorry, Big Ed.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, no, but it's something you forgot.
What's that?
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
My bad.
Oh, shit. Put it that way. Speaking of the funny and a whole lot of money, Kevin Hart and his production company,
Yes.
Heartbeat, they are bringing back Comic View.
Oh, yeah. So I was on Comic View the very first season. Did y'all know that?
I did not.
What?
I did not.
I was going to say, I believe you have told us that before, but it didn't get aired, you said.
Yes, it did.
Oh,
What you talking about, man?
well, shit, I got to Google that.
I'm sitting here like I'm about to.
It'd be interesting if you can find it. If you find it, let me know. I would actually like to see it myself because I had it on tape, but I had it on VHS.
Right.
And when I was living with me and Spank had an apartment, and we had this big. Spank had this big, gigantic fucking box that was the size of a small area code, and he used to just throw all his tapes in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just a big, gigantic box of videotapes, and he threw my tape in there.
Okay.
And I never found it again. I never found it from that box. So and I doubt that he still has it. But yeah, on the very first season of Comic View, D.L. Hughley was the host. They didn't actually have us on the show, at the place. That was before they did that. What they did was they did a tour of the country, and they would record us at the club in our local area. So I did it. It was a place called Docks. It's closed down now, but it was a place called Docks where they shot. When they shot it here, DL was hosting as well here, and I did a set. And if you did a good enough set, then they put you on the show. So I was on it, and they came back and they shot a little preview video for your set. So I did a funny little preview video where I was setting off all these alarms and shit, and it was kind of funny. It was cool. But yeah, my set was on there. I was on BET Comic View, the very first season.
Okay.
What name were you using at that time?
Tim Secret Squirrel Wilson. Did you find it?
I'm working on it.
I've never looked for it online, and I would be, if I found it, I would save it and never let it go. But yeah, I was definitely on it. Yeah. In fact, the next time DL came to town, he was performing downtown at Hart's Plaza, and I was performing as well, and he remembered me. It blew me away because I didn't expect him to. And I walked in, he was like, "Oh shit, it's Secret Squirrel." I was like, "What?"
Hell no.
It's like, it's the name, man. It's the name. Nobody ever forgets that fucking name.
Right.
He said, "Hey, dude, the only Secret Squirrel in the business. Everybody remembers that fucking name."
Shit, I haven't found it yet, but
I remember when Bill Hildebrandt, the late Bill Hildebrandt, rest in peace, good friend of mine. He's a local comic, and he came to me one time. We were working together, and he said, "Man, I got to tell you." He said, "I got to tell you a story, and you got to promise don't hold it against anybody because in the end, it's going to work in your favor." I said, "What you mean?" He was like, "Me, Lisa Goich, Billy Ray Bauer, and there was one other comedian, I don't remember the name. They were all local comics." He said, "We were sitting around talking about you and that stupid ass fucking name. Why doesn't he get rid of that stupid fucking? Why don't he just beat Tim Wilson? This Secret Squirrel shit is the dumbest fucking name in the business." He said, and then I stopped everybody because I realized, guys, don't you wish 4 comedians were sitting around talking about your fucking name?
Right.
He said, "I just realized the brilliance in it, man. That shit is fucking brilliant because you made comedians that are trying to make a name for themselves sit around and talk about your fucking name."
Right.
Yeah, so that was Tim Secret Squirrel Wilson. That was me back then, and that's why DL remembered me because of the name. He probably wouldn't know me now if I walked up to him.
Right.
If I said the name, it would probably trigger a memory.
Yeah.
It would probably trigger a memory if he heard the name.
Right. But anyway,
on sight he wouldn't know.
Right. Kevin Hart's doing this what's it called? He's hosting a show in Vegas right now from the 6th to the 9th. And that's actually when they're taping this episode.
I like it. You know what? I like it. I'm proud of Kevin Hart for doing that. I'm a big proponent of the comedy game. I'm no longer in the game, but I'm a big proponent of it. I got a lot of friends in it. I think that's awesome. I know a lot of people that got on because of it. Tony Roberts got on because of it. Cedric the Entertainer got on because of it.
Speaking of Tony Roberts,
go ahead. I want to hear this.
This is the lineup. Mike Epps is hosting.
Ooh, okay.
Tommy Davis, Takara Williams, Tony T. Roberts, Brescia Webb, DC Youngfly, and T.I. Tip Harris.
All right, I don't know about Tip, but I like that lineup.
But that's not Comic View. My problem with that is that's not Comic View. Those are
Right.
all established comedians. Comic View was about introducing new
The
comics.
up and comers.
Yeah,
Well-
it was about introducing us to new comics, not showcasing the guys that's out there.
Here's what I'm thinking though.
Unless they're a special guest unless there's a special guest that's going to close out the show for all the up and comers, I get that. But if it's just a show with just the guys, established people, call it something else because you ain't doing the show no justice. I'm sorry, I'm too serious about this. I was in this game.
I think that just might be what they're trying to do to get it back started.
Yeah, bring in the viewers, and then start bringing in the young talent who needs that push, that opportunity to really put themselves on the name or on the map. I think that's a smart move with today's climate and comedy, is to get people that's recognized, so that people are starting to watch your show. And
I
then-
agree with you. I agree with you. I would agree with you. But the reason I don't is for two reasons. A, everybody knows who the fuck Kevin Hart is. Everybody knows who the fuck everybody knows who the fuck Mike Epps is. And if you threw any one of those names as the closer on that show, it's job well done.
You know what though? That brings me to a question I have for you guys on this, because I want you guys to help me and name some of these comics that Comic View has brought that kind of attention to. These up and comers that became household names and the people that became a part of our memories of going forward as far as comedy because of their time on Comic. So, like, who are some of your favorite comedians to come out of Comic?
To come out of Comic View, Cedric the Entertainer, Earthquake,
Ooh, that's strong.
Shug It, Dug It, even though I saw him on a lot of them I saw on Def Jam
Comedy
too.
Jam.
So
Yeah.
they were Def Jam and Def Comedy Jam and Comic View came around the same time. So it's a little bit of a fuzzy memory to me.
There's a little bit of overlap. On
Yeah.
the two.
Yeah, it's a little bit of memory. For me, it's a fuzzy memory because I was doing comedy at that time during both of those shows.
Comic View was basically where they brought the style and the attention, not this, the atmosphere of Def Jam, but instead of having it on a premium service like HBO, they brought it to more of a cable service like the.
Mm. I don't know. I think there were two different shows.
I
think there were two totally. Unless you got to watch Comic View after dark.
But that's when I watched it because I was young and I didn't have no other choice but to wait until 11 at night.
Because
it came on.
there was actually two different Comic Views. There was regular Comic View, and then there was Comic View after dark.
But I didn't like Comic View after dark. Comic View and Def Comedy Jam were two different shows.
Yep.
Doing the same thing. The reason Def Jam got more traction is because Def Jam was uncut, uncensored.
Yeah.
And the hip hop.
So, well, they were both kind of had hip hop vibe to it. I mean, it was both black at the time, and it was all black.
I don't know if I can say hip hop. I would say Comic View is more soul.
Yeah, but it's all black. If hip hop ain't soul, what the fuck we talking about?
That's
Yeah.
true.
So,
100% agree.
what the deal was Comic View was censored.
Yep.
And Def Comedy Jam wasn't. So Def Comedy Jam, you were able to truly and completely be yourself. It was a lot more edgy. So they went after people that was a lot more edgy.
Bernie Mac.
Yeah, I mean the list on that is extremely long.
Yeah.
Right? Because the list on Def Comedy Jam is outrageous. because absolutely, and I came this close to getting on Def Comedy Jam. When I tell you I came this close, I instead of closing with what I should have closed with my clothes, I tried something new that I thought was good and fresh and funny and hot. And if I would have just hit my clothes, my normal clothes instead of that, I tried to stick it in there before my clothes. And then I got to my clothes and they was giving me the light talking about get off. So if I would have just jumped right to the close, I would have been on Def Comedy Jam. I came this close. When I tell you that audition, I killed it. I fucking annihilated. And I tried this one new bit before I closed the show, and the new bit didn't work. If I would have just went to my close, I would have been on.
Right.
I'm serious. I killed it that night.
When it comes to Comic View, though, the comedians who came strictly and got their rise strictly from Comic View, who are some of your favorites?
The only one I can think of is a little kid.
JJ?
Yeah, JJ.
Yeah, JJ. And I'm going with Tony Roberts as well.
And I got a whole list.
I got Tony Roberts. Yeah, but you're looking at a list. I don't. I'm just
right.
I'm
Going
going
off
off.
of the people I remember, I got like Arnez J, Ralphie May,
Yeah,
Gary.
Now, see, wait, hold on, because Ernest J, I saw him on Def Comedy Jam.
Wait,
I
what?
saw him on Comic View first, though.
Oh, I saw him on Def
I didn't
Comedy
even
Jam
know.
first.
I didn't even know he made it to Def Comedy Jam.
Oh, man.
Most of them did both. And we were all trying to do everything, man. We were coming up. What would you do? If
How you
was-
think everybody knew Rodney when he came out with it?
Hold on, including like people like Ralphie May, Gary Owens.
Gary
those two-
did Def Comedy Jam?
Yeah, Gary Owens did, but Ralphie May didn't. Ralphie May, I can
Ralphie
say,
May did not.
I can say Ralphie May is the only comic I know.
But
That
I
came
don't know him
strictly
from Comic
from-
View. But I don't know him from Comic View. I know Ralphie May from other stuff, like One Last Stand. It was quote unquote white TV.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about black TV, white TV, not to be racist, audience. 'Cause I know you sensitive bitches. So I'm
There's a
just
difference.
saying,
Whether they like it or not, there's a difference.
mainstream television. I saw him on that before I saw him on Comic View.
Okay.
Gary Owens, I know from. Actually, I know him from Def Jam. I saw him on Def Jam before I saw him on Comic
Yep.
View.
See, for me, a lot of these people are my introduction to black comedy. They're my introduction to Def Jam, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So like the Arnez J,
Comic View did come first.
yeah, the Don Currys and stuff like that. Those are some of the
P.C. Curry was Def Jam. I knew him from Def
Yep.
Jam.
What about hamburger?
He did Def Jam before he did Comic View.
Wait, no, he was not Hamburger, was he?
No, Hamburger.
No,
was a
I'm just saying
different
that.
Man, you brought up Hamburger. I got nervous. Like, hold on, how did I not know
guy.
that?
Yeah, Hamburger was a different person.
Yeah.
Hamburger.
Like, hold on.
Shuck it, duck it, quack, quack.
Some more.
Yep.
More
Samora got her start on Def Jam.
Okay.
Yep. So did Adele Givens.
And see,
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
they'll
my
give it
thing
to you.
starts to show
I'm
that
such a fucking lady.
That's what I mean when I say it gets blurry because
yeah.
most of them did both.
Bruce included.
Yes, most of them did both.
Y'all don't know how hard I'm.
Look, Dave Chappelle was on Def Jam.
I knew that. But Bruce,
I don't remember seeing him on Comic View though.
I don't recall ever seeing him on Comic View.
I've never saw him on Comic View. I saw him on Def Jam.
Theo almost made this list of people that I can remember from Comic View because I remember him post doing. But I also do remember my first introduction to DL was in Def Jam.
Who?
Yeah, mine too. DL.
DL Hughley.
No, D.L. Hughley was the host of the very first host of Comic View.
But see, I didn't see him then. I
That's
didn't hear
where
about
know him
DL.
from. I know him from that because when Comic View first started, he was the host.
Yeah.
And
See,
when
I knew
Def Jam,
DL from.
and when Def Jam first started, Martin Lawrence was the host.
Yep.
Man,
Yep.
talk about a great host.
Talk
Martin-
about two great hosts. Yeah,
Yeah,
both of those names are household
Three
names.
great hosts. Because Joe Torre did a damn good job too.
Yeah, but I ain't talking about. He didn't do a different show though. I'm talking about two great hosts to kick off those shows. That's where the classic. Because DL and Martin are both.
Yeah.
Think about it. We ain't even got to say their last name, and you know who we talking about.
Didn't DL do kind
say-
of Def Jam for a minute too?
Well, no, he didn't host it, but he
I
did.
thought he did host it for a minute.
Oh, I don't know. He might have. I don't remember.
I gotta bring this in completely, not with Def Jam, not with Comic View, but in the same boat, sort of. But y'all was talking about hosts with DL and Martin, and I'm thinking some of the greatest black hosts, some of the greatest black comedian hosts, and I'm thinking of fucking Showtime at the Apollo with fucking Steve Harvey.
Yeah, and he was great, and I don't want to take nothing away from him because that was his come up, and it did work, and it worked out for him. But Steve Harvey hosts everything in the world now. So
And he always
I'm waiting for another black. I'm waiting for another brother to show up and get a job. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
Harvey is the Morgan Freeman of comedy.
But he really did, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud as hell of Steve Harvey. Even though I've heard bad things about him from people that met him, and you know what kind of person he is. But man, I remember that come up, and when I heard his story about how he was broke when he got the call about Apollo, didn't think it was nothing. He was just going to get a gig because he was homeless. That was that he got the call to do Apollo. It was just a paid gig, and I'm whatever. And all that he went through to get there, I ain't gonna go through the whole story because it was a long story, but it was very interesting. It's on Shannon.
Yep.
It's on Shannon.
Club Shay Shay.
Club Shay Shay.
Great episode.
For what he did to get there, and as good of a job as he did, because I remember him on Apollo, and I enjoyed him. I didn't know I didn't know him, but that's where I got introduced to Steve Harvey.
Right.
I always liked him, and I ended up watching the show because of him. And so I'm very proud of what he's accomplished. But I just hate how Hollywood picks a nigga.
Yeah.
The only nigga you see.
Yeah. Because they don't want to give us the attention we deserve. That's really what it is.
If he was white, there would be on all the different shows he's hosting.
Yeah.
He may be hosting 2 at the most.
Here's the thing. Hollywood
it will be other white people hosting the other shows, as opposed to him hosting all of them.
Exactly.
So they would have you find some hope. He's a new Wayne Brady is what he is.
Oh, let's not go that far. Wayne Brady. You want to talk about Sambo?
No, I ain't calling him Sambo. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying he's the nigga they choose.
Yeah.
I ain't calling Wayne Brady out like that. I mean, I know he had that rep, but I don't know him, so I ain't gonna go out like that because I know me. If I would have made it, I probably would have been put in that kind of a boat by a lot of people as well. And as long as I'm getting paid, I say fuck you, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, Wayne Brady's a talented guy. He got his break. I was proud of him too because I saw him on the come up.
Yeah.
And as a comedian, as somebody that was in the game, I see it differently. I know what you had to go through.
And see, he's an improv comedian too.
OG, I ain't gonna lie, man. You kind of hit me in the feels on that one because I ain't gonna lie. I'm like the fucking Monique when it comes to Hollywood. I'm like, what you ain't gonna do? That's what my thinking is. Man, yeah, I see what you mean because the heat you're gonna get, the amount of work you're gonna get a lot of work, but they're gonna work you like a fucking slave.
But you know how competitive this market is.
Yeah.
Think about that. You know how many talented people there are in the country?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They could easily hand out all that shit Steve Harvey's doing down to Kevin.
You can go to virtually any city in America and see more. Depending on where you go, you will see people talented enough to be there.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Almost every place in this country, you can go somewhere and you go, that shit was great. No matter if it's music, if it's comedy, you can go to a local club or a local something and see somebody say, that motherfucker's fantastic.
Yeah.
But how many of them make it?
And not even just that. You can
maybe
go to
5%.
a social gathering and you can meet those people. You know how many times I've been told myself that I should do stand-up, but that's not my drive. That's not what I think about. That's not anything I even consider. But that's what I am told. Man, you should consider it. You should do it. just because of how funny I can be in person
Hey,
on a
OG,
regular basis.
I'm just gonna discount everything he said right now because some people have told me the same shit.
Yeah, that's the truth. People are like, oh, you should try stand up. That's not my drive. But you got a lot of people out there that are doing stand up that, if I'm to be absolutely honest, are some of the best comedians you could ever find, but they don't get that. They don't have that drive, or they don't want
No,
to
but when
be
you,
in the front of the pack like that.
I'm saying I'm looking at comedians. I'm not even looking at just somebody that's funny in a room. I'm
Right.
talking about guys that's working. You go to a club, you pay your money to go see an act. You know what I'm saying? You pay your hard-earned money to go watch somebody. You can see some extremely talented people any place in this country. But what makes you pay that much more for the ones you've heard of?
Yeah.
Why? You know what I'm saying? How good do you have to be? How hard do you have to work to get to that? It's hard, man.
Yeah.
Because if you travel this country, man. You travel.
Yeah.
Get around. I know people in every fucking market I've ever been in that was just as talented as everybody I know.
Yeah.
Right.
When I was in the game,
And
I went to Dayton. You know how hard it is to rock the house in Dayton?
see that's another thing too. Is
Them niggas
hard.
hard.
you have to be able to cross over regions
Yeah. And that's the
as
thing.
a comedian.
So I did Columbus.
Ooh, man.
There was a
Ohio-
guy, Andrew Ford. Andrew Ford was on Def Jam, actually. He was on Comic View, and he did both of them. But he was cool. But Andrew Ford used to host a comedy club in Columbus and in Dayton. So you did the week through most of the week you did Columbus, and then you did a one night in Dayton before you took off. Columbus was cool. But nigga, Dayton? Them niggas was hard.
Here's what I know about comedy in that region.
Let me put it this way. Columbus was Comic View. Dayton was Def Jam. You had to come a little harder or you was out.
Right.
See, man. So when it comes to that, when it comes to like Columbus and Dayton, if you can make it in Iowa, the only thing you have left to worry about is making it in New York.
Iowa?
If you can make it in New York and Iowa, you are set as a comedian.
Shit. What the fuck you talking about, Iowa? Nigga, this
Ain't
ain't
shit in Iowa but corn.
presidency.
And any fucking comedian will say that the first thing
Iowa is easy.
Exactly.
look,
Come on,
look,
man.
the first
Iowa
thing
is easy money.
look, the first thing any comedian says when they come on the stage in Iowa, God damn, what the fuck's up with all this goddamn corn?
Yeah, that's true.
Bro.
That's all you see.
Okay, I don't know if that's true because I've never seen a comedian in Iowa, so I don't know if a comedian's actually open with that. But I would think the more starved you are for black talent, the easier the market.
Yeah, that is true.
I have no idea where you got Iowa from.
That is true because these black people are clamoring over my black ass out here. So
You can miss me with Iowa, motherfucker. That Iowa is not on the radar for a comedian. Trust me.
Speaking about people missing on shit.
Yeah. What's next?
God damn, we just had a whole ass show on comedy. Hold on, bro. What you got? What you say, bro?
Whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
Hey, speaking about a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. Nelly just secured a $50 million deal for 50% ownership of his entire catalog.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
So shouts out to Nelly for getting paid. And it seems like him and Ashanti are back together.
Wait,
know
are
one
they
thing.
ever together?
Ashanti.
Hold on.
No one thing. Ashanti is beautiful.
Sideburns and all.
But man, they've been seen.
Ashanti is the finest woman in the world.
They've been seen everywhere together, and they've been doing shows together.
She is the finest motherfucker in the world right now. That motherfucker is beautiful.
She's absolutely remarkable. Don't get me wrong, but those sideburns really fuck me up sometimes. Because I got the same sideburns and it fucked me up.
Bro, when she sleep, just take a razor to it.
I don't need to sleep. No.
That's it.
That means I gave her the business.
Fuck what he talking about.
the
That is the
rapper at that point.
fuck
I'm
that.
gonna back out.
Hey, you can grab them sideburns and do some shit.
No. Fuck with me, she gonna need a wheelchair. Fuck that. Fuck
that. Grab the side. And grab the sideburns.
He said, "Fuck love."
Right. Okay.
Oh shit! All right, bro.
Sexual assault.
Ain't assault if she agrees.
Bro, y'all tripping.
Speaking of sexual harassment or assault, whatever.
God damn, that took a left turn.
A U.S. court has ruled that playing the song "Stan" or "Blowjob Betty" in the workplace is considered sexual harassment.
Okay, what song?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what?
So a U.S. court has ruled that you cannot play "Stan" or "Blowjob Betty" in the workplace, because if you do, you're gonna get charged with sexual assault.
Okay, blowjob Betty, I get
harassment.
it. Blowjob Betty, I get it. Why not Stan?
I don't know. It doesn't say why they did "Stan."
That's Eminem.
Oh,
Stan?
because he killed his wife in it.
Oh, you're right.
He put her in the trunk.
That's right.
Throw her off a bridge.
All I know is what they did not say is you can slob on my nut like corn on the cob. Check.
Well, I can guarantee that one's gonna be in there.
Yeah. I mean that goes without saying. Stan surprises me a little bit, but
that really does. I understand where
it was actually. I mean, I get that he killed his wife, but it was actually a story about, hey guys, this is entertainment. Don't emulate me. That's really what the story is about.
Yeah.
Right.
This is entertainment. Don't emulate me. Don't emulate the stories that I tell. I'm making this shit up. I'm not killing my wife. Right? And when you do that, she's like, God damn, bro, really? That's what the story is about. So I don't get that. I don't get how that's harassment.
Because they don't pay attention to the lyrics. They're looking for what is the most notable features of that song and the parts of that song. And sadly, that's one of the parts that are most notable. And so that's what they're taking into consideration. Personally, I think it's bullshit, but that's me.
And now, Eric Nielsen is the co-author of a book called "Rap Lyrics on Trial." He did an interview with Rock the Bells earlier, and he said that prosecutors, judges, and juries have decided that rap lyrics are autobiographical. So that means that basically they don't say that rappers talk about their life, and that's it.
There are too many frontin' ass niggas out there.
That in a lot of ways that's true, but it's also in a lot of ways bullshit.
Yeah,
right.
It can be. I mean, if throughout your rap career we have not learned a lot about you, you are not a good rapper. Yeah. We should learn something. We should have learned, something about you.
Would they say the same shit about Edgar Allan Poe?
Okay, I don't know.
Ain't gonna cancel that nigga, and that's one of my favorite poets. So we not bringing Edgar Allan Poe into this situation.
I'm just saying, every poem he wrote was about somebody dying, somebody killing somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm saying, okay, I get it, but I'm just saying that I get part of. But yeah, no, I'm not going. I think we're saying the same thing though. I'm not going that far.
And you think about it. They're targeting a white rapper, so they're automatically trying to disinclude.
Well, with that one, they targeting a white rapper.
Yeah, but they're automatic. That's their way of trying to disinclude the black factor.
No, that's their way of getting the party started.
Yeah,
because we all know that after Eminem, it ain't no more white rappers to attack.
Man, they're gonna come right after Uncle Luke.
There's no more white rappers to attack.
They already came after him.
If we go after Eminem, we'll go after any of you niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's left? After Eminem, who they go after next?
Nobody.
That ain't black.
Because Jelly Roll don't rap no more, so they can't go after him.
They ain't going after them. I mean, I'm just...
What they gonna do? Go after goddamn, what's his face, Jack Harlow? He
Yeah,
ain't
but
producing nothing that they can go after.
no, they're gonna go after blacks. It would be a way to. It would be a doorway into going after all the niggas.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Shoot.
But okay, never mind, man. How do we get down this rabbit hole?
I don't know how the hell we made it down this rabbit hole, but we sure as hell made it.
Because the court decided that blowjob Betty and Stan were sexual harassment in the workplace. That's how we got here.
Yeah, and I get.
Oh.
I mean, I don't think they go. I think it goes without saying. We all know it is sexual. In other words, playing music like that in the workplace. Yeah, we know that could be sexual harassment. That's okay. That's not news to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is what it is. They've been trying to find some way to suppress the freedom of expression, the freedom of speech in hip hop.
It's
based
not,
off
it's
of that.
sexual harassment, man. If I'm playing a song about sucking dicks and fucking next to somebody and I'm at work, yeah, that's out of place. No, fuck that. That's child's play, man. That's easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That ain't even That ain't even newsworthy.
You know what Jermaine Dupri doesn't consider child's play?
What's that?
Said the hardest album he's ever worked on was The Brat, Funkified.
Ooh,
Wow.
why is that?
He just said collectively that was the hardest album he's ever worked on, and he brought out Criss Cross. You know how do you bring up kids in a rap game?
Yeah. Criss Cross, but yeah, that Funkified album, that's interesting that he said that, because to me, that's kind of how it felt.
Yeah.
That song, the thing, he named the album Funkified because that was the dopest song on the album.
Yep.
So funkified, so that shit was dope to me. But after that, the album felt more like a struggle than fun.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Jermaine Dupri, he has produced, and this is not a knock on him in any way, because really, it's, in my opinion, it is kind of a nod to his ability to work as a producer and as a manager. And the fact that he's probably worked with the most children in hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And we've all raised kids. We know how hard it is to raise kids. Imagine trying to raise these kids with that public image. So I feel for him. I get what he's saying, because it is really true. We all know, as fathers, we know it is hard to raise kids, let alone raise kids in the music industry.
Well, see,
That's Joe Jackson.
Where I'm thinking is, The Brat would have been an easier album for me to make,
In comparison, yeah.
because of her talent level. All of a sudden, you pick out two kids from a mall. That's all they were two kids in a mall. And he picked them out and made them start. They got one of the people still play jump in motherfucking clubs.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
That's true. I can't knock it at all, but I absolutely understand where he's coming from.
I think it would have been harder to bring them up than it would have been The Brat because of her talent level.
Her talent level, yeah, but at the same time, you're bringing up a kid in hip hop. This is a man's game at this point, when he's bringing these kids up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, one, you're overcoming the sex barrier with The Brat, and then on top of that, you're overcoming the sex barrier plus the sex barrier and how it relates to hip hop in The Brat. So I understand where he's coming from, and I absolutely agree. I can see why that's the hardest. It's one thing to sell two teenage boys or kid boys that you found in the mall and selling records with them than it is to sell a teenage girl in hip hop records. It's a massive difference in my opinion.
What say you, OG?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got serious on that one. My bad.
Hey, you know what? I'll put it like this. Let's roll. Okay, all right. He's muted.
I don't know.
He's muted and he's still
Holy
talking.
shit, he is muted.
And he's still muted and he's still talking.
He's like, I've been.
He was
Okay, there we go. Didn't know I was muted. Sorry. I am Big Ed, so I am allowed to pull Big Ed moments.
I was just gonna say it's been damn near 6 months since we had the last Big Edism.
It's a smoke session, folks. Everybody's a little tipsy, and this has been we dragged on a couple of subjects very long, so you might want. How long we been on here, man?
About a half hour.
All right, that brings us to this week's two lists.
Okay.
All right.
We got the 26 best hip hop remixes of R&B songs,
Ooh.
or we got the top 20 groups in hip hop.
Ooh.
What was the first one? I want the remixes. I saw the top 20 groups. I want the remixes.
Okay. We will go with the remixes.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, that top 20 group's been around. That list's been around.
This sounds good.
I went over it
first.
on the Laugh and Giggle last week. So yeah, I saw that one.
Okay, up first.
Yeah.
Aaliyah featuring Slick Rick, Got to Give It Up.
Ooh, that was fire.
That sounds good. Yeah.
That was fire. Okay. All right.
Mint Condition featuring Fife, Let Me Be the One.
Okay. All right.
I don't know the song, quite honestly, but I love both artists. I would flip-flop those two songs right there.
I would suggest listening to that song. That is, yeah. I understand why it's on this.
Mariah Carey featuring Locks and Mace, Honey.
Okay.
Really? I don't know why I missed that.
Oh yeah, no.
That was back in her. She got a badass stage.
Horace Brown featuring Jay-Z, Things We Do for Love.
Okay.
Okay.
I trust because it's Jay-Z, quite frankly. I never heard the song, never heard of Horace Brown.
Yeah.
Same.
Mary J featuring Keith Murray, Be Happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was banging.
Oh. Yeah.
That's banging.
Brandy. Brandy featuring MC Light, Yo-Yo, and Queen Latifah, I Want to Be Down.
Want to be down. Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. I would dare to say I would have that one higher than it is on this list.
I'd have that in my top 10.
It's up there. It's I don't know top 10 if I
These aren't numbered, so I'm just going through them.
Oh man, they got to be numbered. It's not a list if they.
All right.
All right.
One.
That whatever number you
Oh,
read.
you ain't got to number them. Just keep on going down the list. I ain't asking you to count them.
Okay. SWV featuring Wu-Tang, Anything.
Anything. Woo! Fire.
Top 5.
Jodeci featuring Raekwon and Ghostface Killer, Freaking You.
Never heard it.
Total featuring Puff Daddy, Kissing You, Oh Honey.
Okay.
Mariah Carey featuring Escape and the Brat, Always Be My Baby.
Yeah. Yep. I heard that.
112 featuring Notorious B.I.G. and Mace, Only You.
Only You. That was a beast.
Supercat featuring Third Eye, Puffy, and Notorious B.I.G. Dolly Be My Baby. Speaking of the Brat, Drew Hill featuring Jermaine Dupri and the Brat, In My Bed.
What happened to Wade, man?
Oh shit, this nigga just disappeared. What the hell? Didn't say nothing or nothing, just disappeared. Ghost.
Out.
He must have had to use the bathroom or something.
All right, keep going with the list, man. I'm wishing you would have did the 20 groups now. That's what I'm thinking. 20 groups is better conversation.
Mariah Carey, ODB, Fantasy.
Oh, absolutely.
Method Man featuring Mary J. Blige. I'll be there for you.
I ain't no doubt about it.
Beyonce featuring Ghostface, Summertime.
Okay.
Groove Theory featuring Brand Nubian, Tell Me.
Mm-hmm.
Soul for Real featuring Heavy D, Candy Rain.
Ooh.
Lloyd featuring Nas and Andre 3000, I Want You.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Lopez featuring Ja Rule, I'm Real.
Okay. That was all right.
Jagged Edge featuring Run DMC, Let's Get Married.
Let's get married. How many more on this list, man? Because this list
It was 26, so
how many left?
like 5, 6.
Well, I will say Let's Get Married is a top 5.
All right, keep going.
But you missed the last 4.
Welcome back,
I definitely did.
Joe featuring Mystical, Stutter.
Houdini.
Oh, top 10.
Welcome back, Houdini.
Yeah.
Get it, Houdini? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Houdini. Now he's Houdini.
Total featuring Little Kim, Foxy Brown and the Brat, No One Else.
Okay.
Keith Sweat featuring Noriega, Come and Get With Me.
Yeah.
And number 1, Mary J featuring Notorious B.I.G. with the Real Love remix.
Real
Absolutely.
love.
1010%, yes.
I did that for waves. A big mouth. Houdini.
Damn, really? We said at the same time?
Watch this. Speaking of Houdini, that brings us to this week in hip hop history. On July 8th, 1983, Houdini released their self-titled album, their self-titled debut album. July 8th, 2008, Killer Mike released his third solo album, I Pledge Allegiance to the Grind 2.
Yes.
July 7th, 1966, Chimodu was born.
Okay.
July 7th, 1987, Eric B. and Rakim released their debut album, Paid in Full.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
July 7th, 1998, Noriega released his debut album, Nori.
Okay.
Highly underrated album.
Very good album.
July 7th, 1986, Dougie Fresh released his debut album, Oh My God.
Oh my God.
July 6th, 1970, Inspector Deck was born.
Back to dirt.
One of the most underrated members of Wu-Tang.
July 6th, 1975, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson was born.
Okay.
July 6th, 1980, Joel Ortiz was born.
Another underrated artist.
Oh yeah, I love Joel. July 6th, 1977, Rhymefest was born. The fuck, is everybody born on July 6th?
No shit.
July 5th, 1969, RZA was born.
Wow.
July 5th, 1977, Royce the 5'9" was born.
Wow. Everybody.
Damn.
July 5th, 2010, Big Boy released his debut solo album, Sir Lucius Leftfoot, the son of Chico Dusty.
Okay.
So if you count back 9 months, a lot of people, you'll figure out why a lot of people was fucking. You just got to count back 9 months and you can figure it out. Just if you did it, you'll figure it out. So you got to do it on your own. I ain't doing the math for you. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, Ben saying hi.
What's up, Ben?
What up, Ben?
Yeah, he a big kid. I don't know if y'all have noticed. He's a big kid now.
Yeah, he's big boy now.
Yeah. How you doing, nephew?
How you doing? He said he's doing good.
Man, you can't come on the camera and not talk.
He's tired. You don't see
Yeah,
this
we
little.
see
You
that.
don't see this. He gets mad at me because I call him Baby Fro. Afro Baby.
And July 4th, 2013,
Fro
Jay-Z
time.
released his 12th album, Magna Carta Holy Grail.
Fro time.
Another highly underrated album.
Oh yeah, the Holy Grail was good.
And that concludes this week in hip hop history. So therefore, that concludes the Smoke Session 612. I'm glad y'all tuned in. Check us out. Like the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Check out all the shows. Peace out. Guess what?
I'm over here posing and